While every shelter pet is unique, some love a good game of fetch. Others would rather snuggle together on the couch. However, there's one thing that they all have in common. They're all pure love. Right now, millions of pets in shelters and rescues across the country are waiting to be adopted. I know I got my Shasta from the Border Collie Rescue Group. We don't know what our family would do without her. Did you know that only 44% of dogs and 47% of cats in American homes come from animal shelters and rescue groups? The unique qualities of each and every shelter pet add up to an incredible bond between every shelter pet and parent. The ease of the shelterproject.org uses a zip code search, and it is very easy to use. If you're thinking about getting a pet this holiday season, make sure to visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, Maddie's Fund, and the Humane Society of the United States. Hello, and welcome to Quirky Questions Answered with Kimberly Dietrich. Hi, that's me. I am just going to sit here and tell you a little bit real quickly about our next guest. Her name is Morgan McLaughlin. She's part owner and creator of Seeker's Sundries, a Harry Potter world. It's a store where fans of the Harry Potter universe can purchase handcrafted items made by Morgan and her friends. They began the business this year and had immediate response from fans, so they now sell their Horcruxes and wands at Harry Potter fan conventions, Etsy, and Instagram. You can also find them on Facebook. Their Etsy shop is etsy.com/shop/Seekers Sundries. Her Instagram handle is Seekers Sundries, and her website is www.seekerssundries.com, which is SeekersSundries.com. So I hope you guys will enjoy the show. We're going to have it on the Goatman's Bridge, which is the old Alton Bridge, which is extremely haunted, and it's not very far from my house. So we're going to be on site, and we will be with Megan, and I will be with my co-host Lisa West. So sit back and enjoy. Thanks. Hello, and welcome to Quirky Questions Answered podcast. I'm your host, Kim Dietrich, and I'm with my co-host, Lisa West. We are standing on the infamous Goatman Bridge in Denton, Texas on a beautiful day today. There's lots of people here. This bridge was featured in shows like Ghost Adventures and BuzzFeed Unsolved, and we are with our guest, Morgan McLaughlin.
So, a little history about the bridge. It was built in 1884 to connect the town of Alton, established in 1848, a population of 1. It was the legal center of Denton County, connecting Denton to Alton. So, the town of Alton disappeared, but the bridge is still here and supposedly haunted. The ghost/demon is half goat, half man, with glowing eyes, which will appear, as legend has it, if you knock 3 times on the bridge. I'm sorry, I'm reading, but yes, it appears if you knock 3 times on the bridge. So I'm going to knock 3 times because I want to see this. Yeah. That was 4 times, sorry. 1,
right.
2, 3. Okay.
Or you can stop and honk here 3 times. I've heard that also
with
works.
your lights off on your car.
Yes, so
and you'll see him,
and you will see the glowing eyes
when you turn your lights back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this bridge is considered extremely dangerous, and the entity will drag you, strike you, or push you. People have heard, "Get off the bridge," and hooves on the bridge running. The woods surrounding the bridge is also haunted, and many people have disappeared in them. And satanic rituals have been done in these woods and on the bridge. So Morgan, thanks for joining us today. Can you please tell us a little about yourself?
Yes. I don't like talking about myself, so this will be fun. My name is Morgan, and I own a small craft business that I do with 2 of my friends. I love crafting, and I used to be a veterinary technician, but I decided I've had enough after 9 years, and I want to do what I want to do, so I started crafting. And now that's what I do. I go to school full-time and then craft in my free time, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So
Very
That's awesome.
nice. I didn't know that. Okay.
yes.
So here's my first question, Morgan.
Yes.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yes, I definitely would. That is literally the dream. Also, I did not like that movie, The Witch.
First of all, remove thy frock.
Okay, I haven't seen this movie.
Remove thy frock.
I think I'm the only one that didn't like it, but it's so fitting because obviously he's a goat, a black goat, the whole time, and we're on the Goat Man's Bridge right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Okay, go
it's
see the movie.
perfect. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, everybody liked it but me, so I probably shouldn't say that in this podcast. I might not have any fans anymore.
I like it.
It was definitely spooky, perfect for Halloween. And yes, I would like to live deliciously with lots of good food and money.
Okay, so do you get creepy vibes on this bridge while we're here standing?
Yes, 100%. The second I stepped on it, my heart started racing. I felt like somebody was watching me, but I'm always paranoid, and I've always hated this bridge because I'm from Denton. So I was born here, and I've always heard stories. And then,
Me too.
like, when I was in elementary school, this used to be the main bridge before they built the new one. So my bus would have to go over this bridge.
Oh, wow.
And then all the kids would be like, oh, the Goat Man's going to get ya. And then ever since, I just think about that constantly.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And then they built the new bridge, and I was like, thank the Lord, because I cannot deal with this stress anymore. And it was one lane, so you would have to, like, honk the bus.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he's going to honk, and the Goat Man's going to pop out. Like, but,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so I do get those vibes coming on here.
Okay, so you've been on here before.
Yeah.
Have you ever been here alone with friends at night?
No, I would never come here alone. Definitely not at night. With friends, no, I wouldn't go with them either. They could go by themselves if they want.
Okay. All right.
I'm too paranoid for that.
Well, do you believe in the tales and legends of the Goatman's Bridge, even though there's not any historical facts really about it?
100% I do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I do.
Just because you grew up.
Yeah, just because I grew up here, so I've always heard the stories ever since I can remember. So it's just a part of what I think of the history of this area is the Goatman's Bridge.
Well, it's
so.
my first time on it, so
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful
yeah.
during the day when there's people around and there's no spirits
Okay.
looking at you, or, you know.
Yeah, I watched that Unsolved video. They were here at midnight,
Yeah.
I think, and they were doing the Ouija board and all this stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh.
That's just asking for trouble, and I can't.
Yeah,
No.
it was hilarious. Like, they did a circle assault, and then they had to open it up because nothing would talk, and then nothing still talked.
Probably because there was cameras. Might be camera shy or
Maybe.
something.
Maybe.
Well, I also heard that he only comes after families that have, like, in their past, like, previous generations were slave owners or members of
the
the KKK. So if your past doesn't have anything to do with that, he won't come after you or, you know, make himself known because your past had nothing to do with what happened to him on this bridge.
Okay,
So.
that's interesting.
Interesting.
Well, I know the KKK members supposedly had really weird deaths that supposedly did this to him. Where
Yeah,
they hung him
I
and
think
everything.
so.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, all right, we're going to deviate from Mr. Goatman.
Yes.
Sorry, you narcissistic bastard. But we're going to talk about Morgan a little bit. So, I want to ask you, what inspired you to start your Harry Potter fan base business?
Well,
Besides Harry Potter.
yes, I'm obsessed with
Yes.
Harry Potter. It's obvious.
Aw.
And then I just, in my free time, I was doing crafts for, like, presents for friends and family, and then decided, you know, I'm pretty good. I want other people to enjoy the crafts with me. And I have such a passion for Harry Potter and for handmade crafts. I just wanted to give it a go. So I just tried it, and it seemed to be popular. So I just kept doing it, and now I just keep coming up with new things and meeting new people all the time, and it's just really fun.
Okay, so what is the creepiest thing about Harry Potter World when you first began reading the books? What was the creepiest,
Oh my
scariest
gosh.
thing you thought was in the books?
Well, I started reading them when I was like 5 or 6. I was a little kid when the books came out, and so my mom bought it for me right away because I loved reading. And in the first book, Voldemort appears on the back of one of the professor's heads as like a connected, joined head.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I always thought the way they described it in the book was so creepy. And I was just thinking like anybody who has a hat on or something is going to have like a second head on the back of their head. And it was really creepy.
Did you ever think that would be your mom? You know, the eyes in the back of her head.
I mean, she definitely has eyes in the back of her head. She, like, always knew what was going on. So I don't remember thinking that, but I'm sure that I did at the time because I was, like, a little kid. And
Right, exactly.
she knew everything, so. But, yeah, that was creepy.
Okay, all right.
So, have you ever had any creepy encounters out and about in nature? And where
Not
were you?
really, because I don't go out in nature. But the other night, I had one of those, like, sleep paralysis dreams.
Ooh.
And it felt so real. I saw my boyfriend there, and I thought he had just come back from a run. And so I thought I woke up, and then suddenly my legs were, like, being dragged off the bed, and I, like, got pulled under the bed. And I couldn't move because my legs were paralyzed. And I woke up, and he wasn't there. I was alone in the dark, and I still couldn't move because my legs were paralyzed. And then I woke up again, and he was there. So that was, I've never had a sleep paralysis dream before the other night. And I can only assume it's because it's October and all the spooky stuff is happening. But it was so weird.
Were you sleeping on your back?
I was sleeping on my side. And so then it was like my legs couldn't move. And then suddenly I got pulled off the bed, and I was freaked out. I could not go back to sleep.
That reminds me of some of those movies.
Yeah, where like the sleep paralysis demon
Yes.
was like, I didn't see anything, thank the Lord, because I would have died probably. I get so scared about, I can't even watch scary movies really. I'm like good with Hocus Pocus and like the Disney scary movies. Like,
The Witch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Rachel's had a lot of sleep paralysis, and they say
Really?
stress has a lot to do with it, and then sleeping on your back. But yeah, and I had it a lot for years when I was pregnant. I don't know.
Okay.
So just stress.
And
Your
high
body's going
stress
through
situations.
something, and
I
it's
would,
just-
yeah, your mind and your body, and
You're more susceptible to the spirits around you or something. I don't know.
who knows?
Maybe.
Pretty freaky.
Yeah. Well, want to ask him other crazy questions that we
Okay.
have?
So Morgan, if you could be president, who would you fire, and then who would you hire to take their place?
Fire from what?
Just anybody.
Anybody.
Anybody you felt like was not doing a good job or whatever you wanted them to do.
That's so hard because literally nobody's doing a good job right now. So I would just get rid of everybody and then start fresh. And
Who
I don't
would you
even
hire?
I don't even know who I would hire. Ellen DeGeneres, because she loves everybody and she has a charitable heart. So she has that organization with the chimps in Africa and she's saving them. So I feel like, and she has a great business mind because, hello, her show is so popular and she
Yeah.
does everything.
I love
so
her.
I feel like she would be able to, you know, take everybody's opinion into consideration and then try to do what's best for this country and not be bribed to do anything particular because she already has like $1 bajillion. So,
she'd be your vice president.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So do you believe in aliens or have you had any alien encounters? We've had people on the show that actually has had encounters.
I love the thought of there being aliens. Of course, our galaxy is like huge, so obviously there's other life forms out there.
Right.
I've never had an encounter, but I wouldn't mind having one. I feel like
That sounds weird coming from you because I know you. Some angelic, sparkly skinned alien.
like a pretty alien that like looks like a human, but I know it's an alien or something. Nothing scary.
Tall, dark,
All right.
and handsome.
Yeah, handsome, sexy alien.
Okay, so sexy alien. You don't mind sexy alien.
Yeah, but if they have like 1 million legs and like 50 eyes, I don't want that either. So
Okay. All right. Well,
You can't pick and choose.
I sure can.
Aliens.
we've
they're
been
out
told
there.
they're really weird looking. So
Oh my gosh, someone's actually had an encounter.
they've had. I know several people have had encounters, And they all describe them the same way.
Oh my god. What do they look like?
Bug-like, real wispy, like ultra thin limbs and legs.
Like Slender Man?
Slender man. Beings. I don't know if they know man or female, but they've been beings with bug-like eyes and stuff. Yeah. And they don't know each other, and they all describe it the same way.
Sorry, Morgan. That does not sound like that.
That's not my sexy alien. I watch too many TV shows, I think.
Well, do you believe we landed on the moon?
Yes and no. I wouldn't put it past the government to fake that, because we haven't done anything since, and it's been like 50 years or something. And I don't actually believe it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Right.
I'm skeptical of everything.
Except for that handsome
alien.
Down the Goat Man's Bridge. Morgan. He's really a bug.
Ew. He's like, I mean, he does have like a goat head, so.
So, I think that's about all the time we have today. We kept it short and sweet. And sorry, Goat Man, if we've disappointed you somehow and you've just chosen not to show up, but you are a narcissistic bastard anyway, so. But Morgan, thank you for coming out and braving your childhood memories of fear and terror of this bridge. And we want to thank all of our listeners. So please subscribe, like, review, or run an ad with us. You can find Kim on artbykimberly.com or art-by-kimberly.com. And you can find me, Lisa West, on SoundCloud, Fairy Tale Music. Fairy Tale is Fairytale music, because everyone spells it the traditional way. You can find Morgan at seekersundries.com. So we'll see you or talk to you next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.